Thanks and welcome to join me on the 6:15 News. I'm Kejang Henry at Timby. Let's begin with our headlines. About 5 people are feared dead after landslide crashed down Chumba village in Bamenda 2 subdivision of the Northwest region. The traditional authority of that area has announced the suspension of quarry activities till further notice. A truck in an attempt to save the life of a 2-year-old baby she was carrying. The truck is reported to have developed brake failure on the Ekunu Hill. And despite stunning attractions, Cameroon's tourism sector is facing a lot of challenges. We take a look on the tourism sector as Cameroon joins the world to commemorate World Tourism Day. Top stories.
Canal International. Canal International.
Can as well consult our different platforms for continuity on our news stories. Rudimentary rescue efforts are presently underway in an effort to rescue those who are supposed to have been trapped in a landslide that occurred this morning in Chumba village in Bamenda 2 subdivision of the Northwest region. About 5 people are feared to have been swallowed in the rubble, which is estimated to span over 200 meters. Being an area of quarry activities take place, some heavy-duty trucks that were waiting to be loaded with sand or stones are reported to have been covered. The traditional ruler of Chumba has, to that extent, has been to the area and has announced the suspension of quarry activities till further notice. There has since been no statement from the administration. Chumba is one of the 4 villages that make up Bamenda 2 subdivision. We'll be coming back detailedly on that story as developments unfold. And a 22-year-old this morning in an attempt to save the life of a 2-year-old baby she was carrying. The truck is reported to have developed a brake failure on the Ekunu.
So sad. We had to cry our eyes out here.
Nzenge Amogo has been crushed by a truck with brake failure as she was about to cross the road. The incident occurred at Monte Ekunu under Yaoundé 4 district. This witness says the faulty truck was stationed since morning and some sort of maintenance work was ongoing.
I think the driver then entered inside the vehicle and he was now trying to now take off. He started now going behind. As the thing was rolling down behind, there was a lady coming up while a taxi was also coming up. They struggled to save the child's life by throwing the child. As she now threw the child, the vehicle took her. It was not really easy.
The 2-year-old child of her cousin is alive and receiving medical attention. But Alicia did not make it. The truck crushed her underneath, sending her to the world beyond. The truck, loaded with drinks, ended her course here. And as the driver left to report situation at the police station, the population saw occasion to satisfy their thirst, drank to their fill, making away with drinks and crates also. The family and neighbor on their part were crying their eyes out in shock and disbelief. The remains of Alicia Melanie, student of the Faculty of Economic Sciences at the University of Yaoundé 2, is at the Ekunu mortuary.
Very unfortunate indeed. Thanks very much, Beatrice. The baker who's a neighbor to very violent floods after relentless rainfall for 2 days. Several schools are known to have been closed.
Siri in Gaoundéré in the Adamawa region faced dire conditions as torrential rains has transformed their neighborhood into a watery landscape. The Maddock watercourse has overflowed its banks, cutting off access to the area and leaving many stranded. By 7 a.m., Thursday, September 26, 2024, locals were compelled to wade through floodwaters which had risen significantly even as the rain subsided. Eyewitness accounts describe a chaotic scene with one young boy swept away by the rushing waters. Some students tried to save him but almost drowned. Local authorities, including the police, took swift action to prevent people from crossing the dangerously flooded areas. The principal of the local technical high school reported that both students and teachers were unable to return home. Teachers and students were blocked at the level of the bridge because the water does not permit us to cross. It's unfortunate that students cannot receive lessons. I had to do practicals with students all day until 4 p.m. That is a whole day we have lost. Even the governor would have normally come here to take stock. This annual flooding is not a new phenomenon. Residents have experienced the overflow of the Maddock River during the rainy season for years. The council must look for a means to resolve this problem definitively. There are 2 schools here. The government needs to think about us. As the rains are expected to cease soon, residents remain hopeful that normal activities will resume. However, concerns persist regarding the lack of concrete action from local officials, including the governor and senior divisional officers, who have yet to address the community's ongoing plight effectively.
Thanks very much, Beatrice Ambu, Gladys Dibang. And over 6 weeks after the collapse of the Bone-Pupa, that route, so the people are saying it is negatively impacting on their economic activities. Cynthia Lati reports.
Rehabilitation works on the Bone-Pupa-Yabasi Road have seen 1 month ago. The Ministry of Public Works had, however, reassured the population of a temporary solution to restore access to the Nkam division. To stick to the suggestion made, works would have started already, but till date, they haven't. We are hopeless. It appears nothing will be done. We wish the works start fast so that the price hikes caused after the collapse will end. A visit to the area revealed that no technician was on site. Though a temporary passage was created to alleviate the situation, economic activities have been impacted greatly. Breweries were delivering to us at Bone-Pupa for close to a month as they waited for rehabilitation. We suffered for close to a month. Cars find it a lot of risk. They need to do something to better up the situation. The population continued to hope to see the work advances on the collapsed Bone-Pupa-Yabasi Road constructed as part of the second phase of the Douala-Yabasi project.
And despite several weeks after there was a ban, commercial bike riders in Douala were banned from circulating around Bali, Bonapiso and restricted time. They face a lot of challenges and brutality from city council authorities. Details with Sheriff Saleh.
A sign prohibiting motor taxis from circulating in Douala's Bonapiso neighborhood between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. stands as a reminder of the order issued by the senior divisional officer for the Uri division.
C'est pas normal, mais on va plaindre.
During the day, motor taxi riders move in and out of these areas denouncing what they describe as violations of the peace of the prefectural decree by the authorities tasked with enforcing it. Drivers claim they are victims of abuse of power. Citizens criticize city authorities for not enforcing the rules strictly, arguing that ban should be applied 24/7 to prevent inconsistencies. So similar to those implemented in Bonanjo. Campaign aimed at identifying and sanctioning any rider not registered on the Douala City Council's digital platform.
Thanks very much, Sheriff Saleh. And despite the stunning attractions that Cameroon possesses as Africa's in miniature, tourism is facing a lot of challenges. Now we take a look at the tourism sector. Despite calls for Cameroon to become more touristic destination, which is contributing about 1.7% to the GDP.
A wealth of tourist attractions, a Comcam waterfall, King Bell's Palace, and many other sites showcase the country's natural beauty and cultural heritage. However, numerous factors are preventing tourists from fully experiencing these gems. What poses problem in Douala is a problem of roads. circulation, banditry, violence, reason. These factors continue to scare away tourism. Reason for the team Tourism and Peace. And we can't do tourism without peace. Without tourism, we are nothing. A lot of insecurity, and a lot of people are not promoting the sector. I would say poor reception. It affects the tourism sector. Lack of professionalism. We have councils that don't promote tourism in their towns. We have monuments that have been abandoned. Security concerns remain a significant deterrent, coupled with poor road conditions and frequent traffic jams. Many touristic sites suffer from inadequate maintenance, leaving them in a state that does not meet international standards.
On a des municipalités qui n'arrivent pas à promouvoir leur ville. On a des monuments qu'on n'arrive même pas à décrire l'histoire.
Local tourism managers have voiced their frustrations, placing blame on municipal councils for their lack of action. They argue that little has been done to enhance the value of these sites, which are often left in dire conditions. Additionally, there is a growing sentiment that the local population has not sufficiently embraced the importance of promoting tourism in their own country. As well.
Thanks very much, Maureen. And the first vehicle training center has been inaugurated in Douala. This is going to help in safety checks as the roads are prone with a lot of accidents. Ambo Gladys.
The training center for vehicle inspection technicians, inaugurated in Douala, September 27, 2024, is the first of its kind in both Cameroon and the Central African sub-region. The aims in the country's high rates of road accidents.
20% of accidents on our highways are caused by Denga state centers, to give them the state-of-the-art knowledge on how to effectuate efficient and effective control. New hybrid vehicles that the controllers in these roadworthiness centers are supposed to be equipped.
A recent survey highlighted the severity of the issue in Yaoundé. Similarly, in Douala, a mere 62 out of 370 vehicles inspected near the Daido roundabout was at the leading cause of death for children and young adults under 25, according to figures revealed at the inauguration ceremony. They have also contributed to the permanent disability of people who drain an estimated 800 billion CFA francs from the state's coffers annually.
High Court, the Bamenda Court of Appeal, they were given matching Serifa Saleh with curls from Northwest correspondent Annie Currents.
I do so swear.
The president of the Cameroon Bar Association has called for professional probity from candidates who made it in the last Bar Council exams. Barrister Eric Mba was speaking in Bamenda, September 25, 2024, while presenting the 100.
Do not go back to the pockets and start telling people, oh, I will win this case. When the consultant you say, no, I will win this case. You are not magician. These cases have to be lost. And these cases have to be won. And a very smart and intelligent point. The exceptional rest with the new laws.
In his submission, inherent in the legal profession.
In these 2 years as an advocate in training, I promised to submit myself to be loyal and to abide by the rules and regulations governing the field. And as an advocate in training, to learn my lessons and prepare well for the Bar 2 exams in 2 years.
So far, so good. It's a great occasion so far, and I hope that I can practice my duties with the utmost caution and responsibility.
Also attended by the Secretary General of the Northwest Region, members of the Military Tribunal, traditional rulers, amongst others. The learned president of the Court Justice, Ching Tom Ngong, then declared them fit to begin practicing the legal profession.
Cases are reported to have been shuttered while the community is grappling with the consequences of prolonged power outages. Morindi says this has been going on for the past 2 weeks.
An unbearable stench, what's from the disturbing scenario, has been repeating itself in the locality, which, like the rest of the Kunki division, has been without electricity for the
thrown away so much meat. You know, meat cannot stay for a day without being conserved. We don't have electricity, and every day we have hope it will be restored anytime soon.
The impact of the power cuts is widespread, from large enterprises